Why are men doing this in much higher rates?
That's a great question.
Men do have a big load and weight on their shoulders to be providers, but unfortunately that is a system that was set up by the men that came before them. You know, the men that built this country. I'm not saying it's...
Is it,
I was going to say it's kind
Wait, because I actually think there's a mating pressure that is directional from women to men.
Not all women.
Oh, but let's just say it's even 50% of women. If it's 50% of women, that would preclude, assuming there's one-to-one partnering ratios, that would preclude 50% of men from being able to get into a relationship, marry, have children, reproduce. So if women's own standard, even if it's 50%, I actually think it's more than 50%, but let's just say it's 50% of women have an expectation that men pay for first dates, men be providers, men pay for dates into the relationship. Men are just generally providers throughout the entire course of the relationship. Then how is this actually, you said, but it's because of men. Wouldn't it actually be because of women due to a incredibly powerful mating pressure that's placed on men by women?
In this society, yes, evolutionary speaking, yes, but men set up and designed the system for women to stay home and be homemakers to need that from men. You know, women for thousands of years have been homemakers.
Women set that up the opposite way.
Women didn't build this country.
No, when women demanded the right to vote and they demanded the right to enter into the workplace, they doubled the labor force.
100%.
If you double something, it becomes less valuable.
Well,
the commodity becomes less valuable.
It goes.
So now you need two incomes.
It goes
so
person by person.
But hang on. Let me finish my argument. So now you need two incomes to raise a family, whereas you only needed one income before. So the thing that's interesting about this is, well, kind of out of the one side, you say, well, wait a second, it's men's fault because the way society is currently geared.
I wouldn't say it's your fault. I think it's the people who built this country's fault.
The argument. Okay?
Go ahead.
Because that is what you're saying, and I can explain how. You're saying, wait a second, men put us in this conditional, right? Men did this because men were the ones traditionally who were in power. It's like, yeah, and under men, we only needed one income to support a family. Now we need two because women doubled the workforce and demanded to be in the workforce. So it's like, isn't that kind of what the doctor ordered then?
Women wanting the right to earn their own money without a man, because it doesn't necessarily have to, we want the right to work. Just because some women want to live without men. That's fine. But it completely ignores the fact of inflation and how over the years people are making significantly
women inflated
less.
The workforce. They inflated it massively. So what they did was now you have
men at war.
now you have a ton
giving her some Booker.
of entry-level women who could be paid less. And yes, there was a war, and a bunch of rich industrialists took advantage of this in order to push through an amendment that when it was put to women to vote on, their right to vote, they voted against it. Isn't that interesting?
No,
they voted against it because they did not want to be interchangeable widgets with men. It was far preferable for them to live in a society where they did not have to work.
But that goes back
that
to
is bullshit.
Choice.
What's bullshit?
I will say this is where they're right, where the patriarchy of the past and the systems in place set it up so women were looking at crack open a history book. Women were second class, not in politics, not in the workforce, able to earn their own money, whatever it may be.
Open a bank account.
Exactly. Dress a certain way, vote.
Hang on. That's true. But
You're saying women enabled it.
They also incurred absolutely no debt. They also had tons of societal privileges that men didn't have.
We
Hang
got
on.
Betty
because they were
You got to let me
dependent
finish an argument.
I see
Can I
where your
finish
argument's going.
You don't even. Okay, then why don't you tell me my argument?
The whole point, though, was about
let her
men
talk.
killing
Let her
them
talk.
for
Let her
unaliving
talk. Let her
themselves.
talk.
Okay.
Tell me my argument since you know it already.
You're trying to say that like women appreciate not having to work and stuff, and there are groups of women
that wasn't my argument. So next time, since that's not my argument, next time I'm in the middle of making my argument, please
Okay.
let me finish making it like I've done for you the whole night. That would be swell. Remember, there's one of me, there's tons of you. So anyway, back to the conversation we were having.
He talks to you like that?
Before, it's okay to cut me off, do whatever you want to me. If I say something back,
You cut us off.
everyone.
You cut us off too.
There-
Okay,
how
buddy.
many of you are there?
You still cut us off, but go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. When you're having a conversation with 9
ahead,
people,
Mr. Ruffled
if you want to
Feathers.
get in the
So
conversation,
uptight.
sometimes you're going to have to be a bit aggressive. So anyway,
Exactly.
as we're having this exchange, let's try this again. Here's my argument back to you. My argument back to you is, wait a second, you're only pointing out the cons to that, not the pros. So you're not pointing out the fact that women are still the most in debt in this nation. They incur the most, well, men slightly, but they really shouldn't be. Okay? The incurrence of debt from women was not even a thing. They could hold property. They absolutely could hold property. That's a complete myth. You made it up. They totally could hold property. Yes, they could. And tomorrow you'll learn this because I'm going to teach it to you. But yes, they absolutely could. 100% could hold property.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like you guys, like, do you really believe this stuff outside of the show? Like half of the
Yes.
stuff. Does your wife work?
My wife has a book called Occult Feminism. She's the best anti-feminist debater on the earth, on the planet.
What's it called again? I'm just interested in
What's
reading
It's called
her-
Occult Feminism.
Sounds
What's
like
her?
she's
I'm
perfect for you.
genuinely curious. What's the crux of her opinion, position?
Well, I was just telling you the crux of her opinions and positions.
Well, you weren't speaking for her. You were speaking for you. So I was just, asking you to
I think
differentiate.
they believe the same thing because they're
Yeah, what are you
very-
talking about?
Yeah.
She believes in the patriarchy.
I wouldn't be married to someone I didn't morally agree with.
Unlike whatever you have going on with your husband, mine's not allowed to go flirt with other men.
Donated
Right?
$200.
She's not allowed to do that.
Enough
He's just
woman
uptight
prattle.
and jealous.
Women could own property and have checking accounts. In 1907,
Guys, this
Hetty
is,
Green
like,
bailed
silly.
out Wall Street. Crack open a history book sometime. Stop buying into feminist lies.
He's a brave and a decent man. He's a pioneer.
But do you
Thank you,
see
good
how
one.
like?
Thank you, good
do you
one.
see
Appreciate
how
it.
like? I mean, I suppose not because of your wife. And again, you both have your similar views, but
Me
just
and
how.
Andrew, by the way, me and Andrew don't agree on everything.
Yes, yeah.
I haven't really talked too much. But go ahead.
No, it's good. I lost my train of thought.
Can I just say this whole thing is about? Or sorry,
God damn,
I'm sorry.
bro.
I'm sorry. I forgot the word. What were we supposed to say?
Unalive.
Unalive. Sorry.
How are we
I
bringing
remember what I
it
was
back
going to
there,
say.
though?
No, I didn't
But
bring it back there.
Isn't
So
that
I
what
was
we're talking
no,
about?
I was
Let's-
bringing
I
it
thought we
to
were
a-
asking the
No,
question
no, no.
still.
I was bringing it to
already
actually a
moved
lighter
on.
Yeah, the
place.
conversation's
I didn't
gone past
know.
No, I was
That's what I
bringing
was
it to a
asking.
lighter place that on the whole, it's just unattractive. Like, why wouldn't
gives
you
you the
want
ick.
women to be?
It gives you the ick.
Did he not cut me off? Oh,
Just go.
well,
Just
you
go.
know.
Finish your point.
What? Cut me off. It's unattractive when a dude is advocating for women to be in these roles, put in their place. Like, it's just not cool or hot. Like,
Why does
wouldn't
anybody
you
give a
want
flying
guy?
fuck what you think is attractive or not? Why does anybody
You're
give a
just-
flying
whole
fuck
thing
about
is-
what you think
this
is
whole thing
attractive?
is on the basis of mating. It's a dating show. What are we even saying? It's about men and women and gender dynamics. And for
That
a man
doesn't
to like
mean-
put women down like we're doing Harrison Bunker here, like what is this?
Let me
It's
see.
just
Let
like-
me get
but
this
that's-
right.
But you do.
Okay,
you
well,
do-
I think it's
you
unattractive.
do.
Women's liberation shit's totally unattractive. There you go. Touche.
Touche.
Yeah, the counter to, oh, it gives me the ick is, oh, well, also gives me the ick to the
It's
opposition.
just like makes you, not you just generalizing, because I see them in the comments too. It just makes you like a loser and small. It's like,
know.
what are you so threatened by women? That
I
it's
feel
like,
like it makes
again,
you-
it brings us back to the beginning. If like you're in your power.
Yeah, but I
bro,
feel like
what
it
do
makes you
have?
small-minded and dumb to not
That's
give an
not about
argument.
You. We can agree on something.
Yeah, I'm not sure though how it doesn't
knew
make
I'd
you
get us to
small-minded
agree.
and dumb to not give me an argument.